today we are in Blue Eye, Missouri at the Blue Eye Cemetery. Blue Eye sits on the Arkansas-Missouri border. In fact, there's a Blue Eye, Missouri and a Blue Eye, Arkansas. If you can see in the distance that White House, that's basically right on the Arkansas-Missouri border. So I was in town down here. This is about, 10 to 15 minutes south of Branson, technically Hollister. And I thought that I would come down here. It's been a long time since I've been at this cemetery, and there are some interesting graves that I wanted to go over. So this is a gorgeous cemetery. One of the few cemeteries that I've been to that kind of just lets you decorate graves and plots as you wish. Oh, you know what? I know these folks' family. Don Gary Mccreery, Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam, August 4th, 1941, October 5th, 2013. Then Lily Pauline Mccreery, April 27th, 1951, May 2nd, 2017. I know the family that these folks are related to. I didn't even know that they were right here. Actually, this whole plot is Mccreery. It looks like there's Mccreery too. There's a lot of Mccreerys out here. That is such a neat grave, though. I like that. I am unable to read the stone, but judging by its apparent age and the fact that there is a Confederate flag, I'm guessing that this person was a Confederate soldier, possibly. I can't even read what that says. If I could, I would read it. This is the final resting place of Florence and Samuel Box. Florence was born in 1887, died in 1949. Samuel was born in 1887 and died in 1951. I'm not going to go into too much detail right here because I'm going to make a dedicated video just for the topic of the town of Melva alone at some point. But these two folks lived in a small town called Melva, Missouri, just south of Hollister. And on March 11th, 1920, Melva was hit by a very devastating tornado. The tornado killed 11 people. 8 of them were children. Actually, no, I think 9 of them were children. But Samuel and Florence lost 4 of their kids that day. Actually, 5, because Florence had a miscarriage. I'm sorry, she gave birth to a stillborn child that night, I think. And that was because of her injuries. So I'm going to do a full video on Melva in the future when I can actually go out there and show you guys around. This is the final resting place of the Florence and Samuel Box family, and the reason why I say their first names and then Box is because there were actually 2 Box families out there. They were cousins. So this is one of the Box families. Now their kids are not buried out here. Their kids that all passed away are buried at the Branson City Cemetery, which we will go to at a later date when we do the Melva video. I was not able to find any information on how Sharon Marie Butler passed away. She was born March 23rd, 1986, died February 24th, 2005. What I did read is that she went to Blue Eye High School here, and her funeral was held there at the Blue Eye Gym. Like I said, I don't know anything about how she passed, but her stone and her entire plot is just beautiful. This is the final resting place of Booker Cox Jr. and his wife Carolyn Cox. Booker was born May 13th, 1934 and died November 30th, 2013. Carolyn was born December 13th, 1943 and died October 27th, 2018. Now, this has an interesting story. So I think Booker was already in the hospital. Booker was a realtor here in the Taney County area, pretty popular one. And I think he was in the hospital, and if I remember correctly, it was a attempted double suicide. There were gunshots at the hospital at Cox here in Branson. Police rushed in, found him and his wife on the hospital bed together with attempted self-inflicted gunshot wounds. He passed away. She lived. Really tragic story, and I remember vividly when it happened. I'll never understand why people make, the decision to end their lives, but you can't judge them for it. You don't know what people are going through. You never know. And this is actually an entire family plot right here. Rest in peace to Booker and Carolyn Cox. Okay, so a little more about the Booker and Carolyn Cox case. I guess what happened, he had renal failure, which means he had, his organs were shutting down, so he was going to die. And so he shot himself in the chest, and then, she shot herself, but she lived, and the police found a suicide note. It was a double suicide note, and basically she stated that she didn't want to live without him. When you have a bond that close, when you've been married for so long, you really don't want to leave your loved one. Nancy Murray Creekmore, born November 21st, 1966, died May 23rd, 1968. So about a year and a half. And it looks like her father is buried right here. It appears like her mother is still alive. Lonnie A. Newman, February 7th, 1947 to May 14th, 1968. He was a United States Marine. I think over here it says he was a corporal. Yep. Don't know how he passed away. There's a lot of veterans in the cemetery, though. This is the final resting place of Marie M. Carmichael. She was born May 11th, 1942. Don't have any information on the stone yet as to when she died, and I forgot to look up the obituary for her. It looks like her husband, Bobby G. Carmichael, is buried next to her. Born July 19th, 1940, died April 26, 1973. Couldn't help but notice from a distance this stone. Very interesting. Lucille Granny Kyle, born in 1915, died 1985. Haley Amanda Dinwiddie, born May 24th, 1989, died September 18th, 1998. 9 years old. I think that says Jephthah G. Bowman, 15th Missouri Cavalry, Civil War. I think if I saw on the Find a Grave correctly, he was a Civil War soldier for the Union Army. Well, there is a specific grave out here that I was looking for, and I can't seem to find the grave. So I'll just tell the story, and the next time I come out here, I'll try to find the grave. Basically, there was a man by the name of Kenneth Webb who was born in Kansas, and he, at some point or another, moved down here, and he was a farmer here in the area. And Kenneth Webb lost his arm in a farming accident in August of 1936. And So his arm, oddly enough, is buried out here, and it has its own stone. I think it was his left arm. The stone is small, and it just says arm of Kenneth Webb, and then it's got August 36 written on it. But there's over 1,000 interments here, and it's kind of hard to find a stone as small as his. And it's got like black paint writing on it, so it's not actually inscribed, it's just like painted over. And I've tried looking through the cemetery and I cannot find it today. So the next time I'm out here, I will try to find it and show you guys. But yeah, his arm was buried here, and then he, I think, eventually later moved away. And he, I think, is buried in Kansas. So his arm is here. His body is in Kansas. Pretty interesting to say the least. Don't see that every day. All right, I will make my way back out here again eventually. It's chilly, it's like high 40s. And looks like it might start raining soon. I can't tell if it's supposed to rain today or not. I didn't check. And I'm hungry, so I'm getting out of here. But I will do another 2 or 3 parts on this cemetery because it is a beautiful cemetery and there's a lot of interments out here. So thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends and give the video a like. And I will see you next time around.